Most AI video tools still feel like one-shot experiments. You get a cool clip, but the moment you want to control pacing, scenes, and consistency, you're starting over from scratch. With Kling 2.6, we finally got native audio and better motion. But it was still mostly about a single continuous shot. But what if your AI model could act like a director, generating multi-scene videos, stable characters, physics-driven motion, and native audio?
Do you ever feel like these trips are the only time everything slows down?
Yeah, it's like the city pauses for a moment, just for us.
All inside one structured timeline. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that using Kling 3.0 on Higgsfield, from first prompt to final production-ready sequence. Kling 3.0 is the latest generation of the Kling video model on Higgsfield, designed for structured scene-based AI video, not just one random clip at a time. Instead of generating a single shot and hoping it fits your edit, Kling 3.0 lets you define 2 to 6 scenes, set their duration, and describe what happens in each one, so your video actually has pacing and narrative beats. It supports 3 to 15-second videos at 720p or 1080p, with the option to generate with or without audio depending on your workflow. The big shift is that generation and editing now live together. You can adjust scene durations, motion behavior, and elements after the first pass, without throwing away everything and regenerating from zero. Kling 3.0 also upgrades motion and consistency. You get physics-driven camera moves, more stable subjects, and scene-aware audio that reacts to what's actually happening in the shot. Before we generate anything, let's quickly look at what Kling 3.0 actually adds on top of Kling 2.6. First, scene-based multi-shot generation. You can define multiple scenes in a single video, each with its own description and duration, so you control shot order, transitions, and story flow. Second, start and end frame control. You can guide how a shot begins and how it resolves visually, which helps you match existing footage or keep continuity between scenes. Third, element and subject management. You can add characters, products, or objects as elements and keep them consistent across scenes. Identity, proportions, and spatial relationships stay locked in. Fourth, physics-driven motion and camera behavior. Motion respects gravity, inertia, and interaction, so pans, tracking shots, and reveals feel grounded instead of floaty. Fifth, native audio as a first-class option. When enabled, Kling 3.0 generates motion and sound together, including micro sounds and ambient textures that match the physical action on screen. And finally, editing and generation merge into a continuous workflow inside Higgsfield, so your Kling clips behave like real production footage you can refine, not disposable tests. Alright, let's actually open the tool. First, go to higgsfield.ai in your browser and log into your account. From the home page, click on Create Video to open the video generation workspace. Inside the model selection, choose Kling 3.0. That's the new scene-based model designed for multi-shot AI video with native audio support. Now, you're in the Kling 3.0 dashboard with your prompt area, scene controls, duration settings, and audio toggle. This is where we'll design the full sequence. With Kling 3.0, you don't just write one paragraph and hope for the best, you actually design your scene structure first. Step 1. Set the total duration. I'll make a 12-second clip so we have time for multiple shots without feeling rushed. Step 2. Choose how many scenes you want. Kling 3.0 supports between 2 and 6 scenes per video. I'm going to use 3 scenes: an opening wide shot, a medium explainer shot, and a closing macro detail shot. As I set each scene duration, I'm already shaping the pacing. How long we stay on the establishing shot, how much time we give to the explanation, and how quickly we resolve at the end. Now, let's write the prompt. I'll create a professional AI-generated presenter sequence, but this time using multiple scenes instead of one long static shot. Notice how I'm always reminding Kling 3.0 that the presenter stays consistent. The environment is the same studio, and the camera motion is smooth and grounded. That's where the model's physics and element consistency really help. Kling 3.0 can generate with or without audio, and audio is treated as part of the scene instead of just slapped on top. For this demo, I'll enable native audio so it generates ambience and subtle sound details that match each scene, like UI bleeps, studio room tone, and movement. If you want even more precision, you can apply frame constraints, start and end frames, to guide how the motion flows in or how the final pose should look at the end of a scene. I'll set an end frame constraint on scene 3 so the shot resolves on a clean, centered view of the floating UI, perfect for adding text overlays later on the Higgsfield canvas. Once the prompt, scenes, and settings look good, click Generate. Depending on the load, Kling 3.0 usually takes a short time to render a 3 to 15 second clip. But remember, it's generating multiple scenes, consistent elements, and synchronized motion and audio in one pass. Let's break this down. In Scene 1, look at the wide shot and the tracking move.
Here is how we plan to execute the project.
The studio, screens, and presenter all feel physically grounded, with stable motion rather than random drifting. In Scene 2, the presenter's face, outfit, and lighting stay consistent, even though the camera moves in closer, which is where element and subject management really show up. In Scene 3, the macro close-up keeps the interface text crisp and readable, and the camera arc feels like a real rig instead of a glitchy AI wobble. Listen to the audio. Room tone, subtle interface sounds, and spatial cues all match the visuals, so you can judge pacing and rhythm before doing any external sound design. This entire 3-scene clip, motion, structure, and audio, came from that one structured prompt and scene setup in a single generation. This is where Kling 3.0 becomes more than just a model. It becomes part of a full production workflow. Step 1. Use Kling 3.0 to generate structured clips with clear scenes, physics-driven motion, and audio when you need it. Step 2. Drop those clips onto the Higgsfield canvas, layer motion design, typography, and transitions on top, and adjust timing without breaking continuity. Step 3. Iterate, extend scenes, tweak durations, refine elements, instead of regenerating from scratch every time something needs to change. Step 4. Export in the resolution and format you need for YouTube, ads, social, or client delivery. Use Kling 3.0 when you care about structure, realism, and consistency, product explainers, macro detail shots, physics-heavy motion, emotion-driven close-ups, and multi-character scenes with stable identities. To wrap up, here are a few quick tips for getting the best out of Kling 3.0 on Higgsfield. Be explicit about scene roles, opening, main action, transition, close-up, and assign clear durations to control pacing. Describe camera behavior in each scene, tracking shot, push-in, pullback, macro arc, overhead, and so on. Lock consistency with elements. Mention when a character, product, or object must stay the same across scenes and how it should move. Use frame constraints when you need repeatable motion endings. For example, a product centered in frame, or a character landing on a specific pose. Decide when to enable audio. Turn it on when pacing, rhythm, and ambience matter. Turn it off when you're planning to fully replace audio in post. If you want to try Kling 3.0 yourself, head over to Higgsfield.ai. I've added all the important links in the description, including the full Kling 3.0 user guide and best prompt tips. Start with a simple scene structure like the one I showed. 3 scenes, clear durations, and specific camera moves. Then gradually add complexity with frame constraints, elements, and audio. If this tutorial helped you understand how Kling 3.0 fits into a real production workflow, hit like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments what kind of AI video you want to build next: multi-character scenes, product ads, or full cinematic sequences. Thanks for watching, and happy creating with Kling 3.0 on Higgsfield.